Welcome to another episode of High Proof Ashes. I am one of your co-hosts, Jason JV Smoke. And over to my right, of course,
Y'all know what it is, man. No cool nickname. It's Duran. Back at it.
we're gonna bring you something I think a little lower. Oh,
My God, bro. Why every time I come here does my phone fall behind this chair?
we went like 80 episodes without that happening, and then for
now it
some
just
reason,
will not stay there.
2 times in a row, that dang phone just went.
All right, I'm putting it in my pocket.
So, I know like we're called high proof ashes, right? And that means something, right? Because we like to do our higher proof stuff, right?
Yeah.
Typically it's 100 plus proof.
Yeah.
But Duran was able to pick up a couple of the different Buffalo Trace store picks.
Yeah.
So we are going to taste these and see how different they are.
Yeah.
We don't have a normal everyday Buff Trace to compare it to, quite frankly, because we don't ever buy it. I mean,
I had a bottle, and my daughter just recently had a baby shower, and it didn't make it through the baby shower.
So, I mean, you were probably happy to get rid of it.
I wouldn't say that. A lot of times people don't want to drink the high proof stuff I have. Now,
Yeah.
Our friends, right? Like our group, yeah, cool. But like people that don't drink bourbon on a regular don't want to touch a lot of the other stuff that I have. So
that's true. That's true.
But hey, it is what it is. I don't drink it regularly, so
yeah,
no biggie.
And I wouldn't have. I've got one of these as well, and I wouldn't have bought it had I not been able to taste it, just because I'm not a huge fan of Buffalo Trace.
Right. I disagree.
It's not necessarily anything wrong with it. There's just not enough there.
Yeah. No, right? It's light on the palate, man.
It's light on the palate. It's light on the proof. It's light on the aroma. Yeah. Like it's just too light for me. And I'm a flavor guy, so I know you are too. But anyway, we'll get into that in a minute. For our cigar, I want to thank Scenic City Cigars for having an event that introduced us to this cigar, and I believe you came to the event.
Okay. I do remember now. Yeah.
And this was one of the cigars that I picked up and smoked it and loved it. And I was actually able to find this on our deal site.
Gotcha.
For great price.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
It's one of those things that like this is what I love about our brick and mortar stores, that you can get a handful of singles or whatever.
You can try it and see if you like it. Yeah.
Because usually you can't. I mean, you can buy singles online, but it's very expensive to do it that way. Usually you want to buy 5-packs or 10-packs or a box, right? And so I don't want to buy a 10-pack of something I might not like.
It smells good.
So this is the Crowned Heads Cabinetta Maduro. Now it says Maduro on it. I actually don't know if they have like a natural or a Habano or something in the Cabinetta line.
Right.
I'll have to look that up. Maybe I can find a picture of if they have different ones in the line. But this one is the Maduro one. This is the one that we had in the event at Scenic. And man, the smell on this thing is great.
Yeah, it really is.
Like this was a really good cigar in the shop, and really happy that I was able to find these. But as far as our picks go here, why don't you touch on them?
I mean, it's literally Buff Trace. Y'all know what Buffalo Trace is, I'm sure by now. I think we've talked about it enough on the podcast. And if you're interested in bourbon at all, you've heard about Buffalo Trace. One is from our local store, Red Hot. Actually, they're both local stores. One is from our local store, Red Hot. The other is from Harry's. I think it's Harry's number 2, to be completely honest.
Is there a Harry's 1?
Probably.
Oh, like somewhere else?
Yeah,
like
somewhere else. But this one is on, farther part of town. But yeah, so I have tasted both.
Mm-hmm.
This one just recently at a friend's house. Mine's is not open yet, but I won't give my opinions on it yet. But I'll let you taste them both and see what you think.
Yeah, I mean, I've had the Red Hot pick. I had tasted it at the store, which was the only reason I bought it, and was actually a little surprised. So yeah. I'll withhold, my opinions until we actually taste it. But I mean, I can see my bottle sitting right there, And I mean, it's already down to like just above the label
Yeah.
right here. So I mean, I've not hit it hard, but I've hit it a few times. There's times where you just want to drink something that's a little bit lower proof. You're feeling some kind of way and you don't want to go any further.
Yeah.
So something like this is pretty good to go to. But I'm interested in trying the Harry's one because
let's make it official, like a ref with a whistle.
So Buffalo Trace, when they do their picks, they actually have two different ways you can do it. One, you can have them pick it for you.
I'm gonna guess Harry's did that.
So I'm actually gonna guess that Red Hot did it the same way, only because of how quickly they got it. If you want to pick it yourself, whether you go or have some stuff sent to you, I'm told that the waiting list is really long.
Quite long, probably.
Yeah. And it takes a while to get it too. But if you are okay with just picking something that they pick, you can get it much quicker, probably at a better price too. So I think that it's one of those just going to be a hit or miss type thing.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to not hold that against either one.
No, you shouldn't.
So anyway, let's light this thing up.
Here's how you know that like this isn't like special for either of us. Normally, for two bottles that like are side by side like this, we might think about tasting the one that we haven't had before we even light the cigar. It's Buffalo Trace. Like it's gonna be light on the palate regardless. So it is what it is.
The thing that we picked today, I'm hoping pairs well with this because it's supposed to be a stronger, more flavorful cigar.
Man, what is going on? Thank you.
Ooh. That's got a little punch to it, doesn't it?
Comes out the gate kicking.
Yeah. This one's pretty good. Crowned Heads, I feel like they've got some pretty good brands out there. And I want to say this one runs, I can't remember exactly what I paid for it in the store. I want to say it runs like $13 or so.
Okay. Vitola is kind of small for $13.
I'm not even thinking about the Vitola. Maybe this one's $1 or $2 cheaper.
Okay.
I think I bought a Toro in the store. So this one might be 11 or 12.
Not mad at it.
This was the only Vitola that they had on sale, so I left at it. So
I'm gonna start with Harry's.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Ooh, that's a little heavy. I mean, it is what it is. It's like 90 proof.
I was gonna say it's like 86 proof or something. I mean, I want to give it a fair shot.
It's a little more than fair, I think. All righty.
I mean, let's be fair here, right? So, not a great color, but not terrible. Like I've seen 2 years look worse than this. Yeah, it's just weak. And nothing really jumps out.
It's bourbon.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. Is it better than regular Buffalo Trace?
No.
Probably not. I don't know. Like I can't remember the last time I had. Probably been a year since I had regular Buffalo Trace. I'm being honest.
I had some Wednesday, and then I had some Friday. That's probably more than I've had it in the last 2 years. Wednesday I was helping John finish a bottle because there was very little left in it.
Yes.
Friday, of course, I'm introducing my friend James. Shout out to James. What's up, brother? We're gonna get him on the podcast soon. Introducing him to bourbon. So we did regular Buff Trace, the Harry's, and the Red Hot. So, and then we did regular Eagle Rare and a store pick Eagle Rare from Harry's, or yeah, store pick.
And you guys were not happy with that particular store pick, right?
Well, way to ruin it. Like, if we wanted to put it on the podcast, like,
maybe they'll remember it, maybe they won't.
Oh, damn!
Depends on how drunk they
we
are.
We were totally having a conversation, like on the phone, me and you, like talking about it.
Yeah.
Like,
but it depends on how drunk they are when they're watching this episode.
Yeah, that's true. That is true, man.
You know,
that's true.
Sometimes we, say the same things. I mean, listen, the episodes don't air in the order that we record them in. So I jump around, try to jumble things around.
Speaking of that, let me say this early. I've been told I should do this earlier. Hey, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Hit that little notification bell so that you get notifications when we drop new content. We trying to stay consistent, keep doing this thing for you guys. The comments recently have been so uplifting. If you haven't seen them, a lot of people
one the other day that
talking about
really,
how they enjoy the show. Yeah. So those type of things keep me doing this. So, tell us you love us, you hate us, whatever. Just keep watching. So appreciate you. But yeah. All anyway. Right. So, what you think about the stick so far?
I really enjoy this cigar, especially for the price that I paid for it. I don't typically buy Crowned Heads, and it's not because I don't like the brand. They're really difficult to find on the price. Because I'm a bargain buyer, right? I don't buy hardly any cigars at retail. I actually really enjoy the cigar. It's pretty heavy, got lots of flavor. Mm-hmm. It's not complex, but if you like something that comes in with a good punch,
it's chocolatey, earthy. I think it's decently complex. It's not the best thing I've ever had or anything like that, but
no,
it's not a bad smoke.
I don't think it's trying to be that, right?
I will say $13 is steep if that's what these are, brick and mortar.
I think it is. Maybe I could be wrong.
I think that's a little steep.
I'll look it up and put it up.
Yeah, I think that's steep.
This is when I just don't remember.
Yeah,
it's hard to remember all that stuff.
That's that big money right there. You don't know.
Like I said, I didn't buy these at retail.
Y'all see my shirt? I'm straight out of money. Like, I ain't got no more. I'm done.
Don't let him lie to y'all.
Shit. Man, listen, it's getting scarce out here. Can't afford them bread and eggs and milk no more. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna let it go. I'm sorry.
You reminded me of anytime there's some sort of like thing happening and everybody goes and buys out all the milk and bread.
Yeah.
To make their milk sandwiches.
Oh man.
So you're making milk and egg sandwiches.
Bro, like yeah. It's hilarious. Anyway. Yeah.
Oh man, so this episode will likely air after the new year. Do you have any New Year's plans?
Not as of yet, man. Like normally, like New Year's is kind of my full blown reset. Like I normally don't go crazy on New Year's. Like last couple years it's been hard for me to even stay awake until midnight. Like
really,
I'm on the couch nodding. Like I go to bed at like 11:30, bro. Like
I know, but like that's not much later, right?
So like I'm struggling at 11:30. So when I say I go to bed at 11, it's like if I'm not already in the bed and sleep, like I'm probably on the couch like dying, fighting myself. Like don't let a late football or basketball game be on because I ain't gonna make it. Okay. So the waiting for the new year is difficult for me. But being a business owner and father, husband, soon to be grandfather, all that good stuff. I use that time to make some goals and set some things in motion. And I don't really have any resolutions or anything crazy like that, right? Like I'm past the age of being like I'm gonna go to the gym 2 times a week, But
yeah, I usually don't do that either.
Yeah.
I have been telling myself though that this year, so working from home, one of the downsides to working from home is that you don't have the drudgery of like getting up and going to work and all that kind of stuff, right? And so I've found myself staying up later.
Gotcha.
And in some cases, just way too late. You know, and so I'm going to make a concerted effort this year to try to go to bed, you know, by like 11 o'clock every night. That's no later.
No, you should definitely do that. Like
because it's just not healthy.
No,
to not get enough sleep.
It's not. So one of the things, like when I was younger, I could, and I'm not an 8-hour guy. I'm a 6-hour guy. Like I need 6.
That's where I am. But what I found recently is I'm like my insomnia is just so much worse.
Yeah, if you stay up really like so here's the thing. If I'm not in bed by 11:30, right? Say I do stay up until 12:15 and I go get into bed, now I'm up until 2.
Right. Yep. That's same here.
Right? Like so when that tire hits, I got to call it. You know?
Yep.
It was last night. Like I fell asleep. My wife was in the shower, fell asleep in bed. Like she came out. I woke up for some reason, and she was like, "Were you not just snoring?" And I was like, "Yep." But now that I'm up, I'm screwed. Right. So it was like now I'm watching TV, trying to fall asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like it's 1:45, and I'm damn it.
You know, what was it? The Romans, I think it was. They used to go to bed. That's pretty much when the sun went down, and then they'd wake up at 2 a.m. and toil around the house, read. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't want to do that
for several hours. Okay, and then they go back to bed. It was a very common practice.
To
only sleep in like, you know, say 4-hour increments or whatever. It was very, very common back then. You know, but of course, right? You know, no modern amenities, right? No electricity or anything like that.
Like I said, it's one of those things where I think we're so connected to the world and devices and things now that part of that is what keeps us from going to bed on a regular schedule, right? Like when our parents were growing up, like TV programs cut off at a certain time, right? Like, 9:30, 10 o'clock was your last TV program, right? Now you got shows that don't even start until 10.
You know, it's funny you say that because for me, staying up late is actually what helps me disconnect.
Really?
Yeah. Normally, especially like on a work night, my phone is put off to the side by like 8 o'clock. I don't even look at it unless somebody texts me or calls me or something like that. Like notifications pull up. I don't even
because your ass, your shit be on Do Not Disturb, to be honest.
At 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's on Do Not Disturb.
It's on, absolutely.
I'm such an asshole. Like, I called him anyway. Like,
I
know he's awake. Like,
well, so you're in my list of people that are allowed to come through.
Okay, I got you. Because I was like, when I seen the Do Not Disturb the other night, I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm calling. Like, he's up. I know he's awake. Like, it was a weekend too.
Yeah, it was. Like, it was like a Friday or something.
Yeah,
like that,
I'm calling,
Saturday, whatever it was. But yeah, so for me, that's the time to just, kind of just zone out, maybe watch a little, TV, like stream something, that sort of thing, and I can sort of unwind for the day.
Okay.
Because like when we go to a Whiskey Wednesday, I don't know if people do this, but I can't come home from Whiskey Wednesday and like get ready for bed and go to bed.
Oh shit! I shower and go straight to sleep. I eat, shower, sleep.
Really?
Yep.
Man, I'm so wound up that like I can't do that. And so I'll come in here and grab a really short cigar, like a 45-minute cigar, and just sit down, and that's my unwind, and then I go to bed.
So I love our Whiskey Wednesdays. I have been quite happy with the smaller crowds. I'm a huge fan of the much more intimate nights, right? Like where it's a much smaller group. The days of me wanting to do the 15-person, 20-person, 30-person thing is just kind of dead. Like, and I guess it's because as my business has grown, I'm just so busy, and I deal with so many people during the day, like not just clients, but like employees and talking to insurance companies and different things, that by the time a Whiskey Wednesday rolls around, I'm really just trying to sit and talk to the people I want to talk to.
Yeah, I understand.
You know what I'm saying? I worry that when I do buy my house next year, and it's already a thing, like I'm not buying unless it has space for me to put a lounge in. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
And we've already decided like it has to be a space where I can ventilate directly to outside. Like we want to put in a system to ventilate the room and go straight out.
That's one of the next things I want to do here is get a little vent fan to put like right over there or something.
Yeah,
and vent directly outside. Yeah, I'm with you, because it definitely helps creating like essentially you're creating a negative pressure, and so fresh air can come in from all the whatever, right? All the behind all the outlets and door cracks and vents and all that kind of stuff.
But I worry that I might become a hermit.
So when we bought this house and I set up this lounge, I was not a regular at OCL.
No.
And that's mainly because I didn't know very many people. I was still...
Look at you now.
I know. But not long before that, I had traveled nearly my entire adult life. And so I didn't bother
making friends.
Yeah, I didn't put a whole lot of energy into making friends because I knew that in 6 to 12 months I'd be leaving. And long-term relationships with people you just met 6 months ago, forget 10 years ago, 6 months ago, it's just not going to happen. They're just not going to last, right? And so, I just never put a whole lot of effort. And my friends, quote unquote, were people I worked with. And, we typically lived near each other or whatever, right? We hung out, we did stuff together because that's all we had was each other.
Right.
And so when I came here and decided to, finally get off the road, getting out of that mindset after being in that mindset for, nearly 20 years, that's not an easy thing to do. And so when we bought this house, I, of course, set up the lounge. I was already smoking regularly at home, but it wasn't inside.
Right.
So that wasn't a change. And then eventually I got invited to a Whiskey Wednesday and, the rest is history, but I, started meeting more people and started getting a lot more comfortable, so it was a weird timing thing for me, but I don't feel like this has made me into like a hermit. I kind of already was, I guess. And so I don't know. I think I tell people that I'm going to have to relight this. The pandemic taught me one thing, that I'm not a homebody. I thought I was. So I thought I was an introvert and a homebody.
So I never stopped working from. I never worked from home during the pandemic.
Yeah,
I was considered essential. So
sure.
I had to go to the office every day.
Yeah.
So I was still communicating with clients. I was still communicating with my coworkers, that type of thing. So I don't know, man. Like I think realistically, it's just
maybe at first, just because it's going to be kind of enjoyable to be in your own space.
Yeah, and so
do whatever you want to do.
We've already talked. Me and the wife have already talked that, and we want to have space for 4 to 6.
Yeah, so I think that's going to end up meaning that you're going to invite people over on a regular basis to be a little bit more. I hate to say intimate, but a little more intimate with people you actually want to hang out with, right? You're not having to deal with strangers and people coming out of nowhere and that sort of thing. Right?
And I don't mind that so much every once in a while, but like it just got to a point
every
where
time you go.
It just got to a point where it's just all of the time.
It was every time you went somewhere.
And like it's the expectation now that I almost feel like every cigar lounge that we go to, people know in the area that it's a high possibility that we might be there.
I think they just get excited that we're there is all it is, and want to know what we're doing, what we're up to, what did we bring, what are we smoking. I think that there's a little bit of clout there with certain people, and then also I don't know. I think people are just being friendly.
No, I don't think that it's not friendly. I'm not. It's just the idea of with that comes always being on go, right?
Sure.
You always have to be.
Yeah, and this is why we need places like my lounge, right? And so if I don't want to go to whatever, I don't have to. And
I've just found myself smoking on off days now, right? Like I might skip a Whiskey Wednesday and show up at a lounge on a Tuesday, Thursday, something like that, where nobody's expecting it, right? And if you happen to catch me on that day, you probably got to drink some good stuff, and we might have had a more private conversation, right? Yeah. Which is cool. It reminds me of when I first moved back here.
Yeah, there's a certain expectation eventually that you're just going to be there every time, or, when people sort of know the schedule, right? You're just expected to show up, and, This is why we need to, maybe break up into smaller gatherings. Because, like you say, it's hard to be on go like all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
So, you just poured some of the Rupin one. This I haven't even tasted it yet. It's already better.
No comment.
Like this doesn't even taste like or smell like that.
No.
This has like floral.
Yes.
Like there's like honey in there,
bro.
This one's actually sweet. Not overly sweet, but like definitely sweeter than that one was.
Yeah.
This one is so much better.
Yeah.
I'm curious now. We're gonna have to ask him. Like, did you pick this or did they pick it for you?
Which is what makes me think like he may have,
he may have picked.
He may have picked it. It's
leaps and bounds better than the other one.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna go out and buy a case of it, but that's really, really damn good. So now we're going to really find out whether or not he picked it or they did.
And so Rupin's trace pick showed up before everybody else's.
Okay. Yeah.
When I think about it.
That's true. It's interesting. This sticker is very different from that one. Like they're the same like color and everything, like size and all that. But this one literally says hand selected by Red Hot Liquors, barrel number 323.
And this one says single barrel select.
Right.
My guess, I'm telling you, I think he picked it.
He must have picked this.
I think he picked it. And if we know Rupin is the bourbon guy. Like,
yeah, I know.
I know. There's, from what I understand, there's a few other places that are heavy on it like that. But Rupin is my local guy. So. But hey, it's the season of lotteries. Have you hit any?
No, I have not. I plan on hitting the Red Hot one, but I'm not camping out.
Yeah.
I'm not getting in line and getting in a store with 400 other people or whatever.
So you don't want to sit outside overnight with me and wait in line for a bottle of bourbon?
What bottle of bourbon?
There's no bottle of bourbon that I'm waiting in line overnight for. Not unless you guarantee me that I'm walking in and I'm getting B-tag.
Yeah.
And then so here's the problem with that. Even if you guarantee me that I'm getting B-tag, like I don't like it enough that I'm keeping it. I'm gonna sell it.
You gonna sell a George T. Stagg?
No, probably not that one. But like
the Sazerac or the Handy.
I wouldn't sell those either. Like a Sazerac Handy,
Eagle Rare 17. Which one would you sell?
Any Pappy. With the exception of like the 10.
Is that a B-tag? Is that considered a B-tag?
Not really, but it's
okay.
Trace, Sazerac,
True, yeah. I mean, I don't
know.
No,
so you're right. No,
like
those are not B-tags. My fault,
So like I saw a post, someone posted like the printout, right? That was when they went to the lottery, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, so they have 400 bottles in the lottery. 300 of those bottles should just be on the shelf.
A lot of the bottles that came out, I just called a person and was like, "You have this? Yes, I want one. Okay, what time are you coming?"
I mean, listen, it should be that simple, right? You make connections with folks, you shop in a store, you make your local connections. You don't. I hate it when I see. So, the place that we went and got our Stag Juniors,
mm-hmm.
I went in there to get the Evan Williams to put in the barrel.
Yep.
He still had boxes of Blanton's and A.H. Taylor small batch just out on the floor. Just sitting out on the floor.
Yeah, but they're also not retail.
I mean, maybe, well, okay, that's true. But they're still out on the shelf. But like, okay, so you say that, right? The small batch is probably way too much.
Not probably. It's definitely way too much.
But like, I'm okay with them putting a little bit of a markup on it and just putting it out on the shelf.
Me too.
Don't put it in a lottery at SRP. Don't put Blanton's in a lottery at SRP. Just put it out on the shelf and throw $20 at it.
Because I'm never going to buy it, first and foremost.
But the people that want it will buy it when they come in and they see it on the shelf and it's $20 over SRP.
Yeah.
I think that they do it this way for FOMO. It's all about FOMO.
Yeah.
If I don't get it now, I can't. So the same person that posted the thing was like, guess what got picked first? First ticket.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah, you were on it.
Midwinters.
Yeah, a Midwinter's Night Dram. which that's a great bottle, right?
But it ain't first in a lottery.
But it's not first in a lottery. And so it's like, but you know what? That's what they wanted.
They got what they want. That's what a lottery is for. Right? For you to get what you... How do we not know that person doesn't have all of that other stuff at home?
We don't know where they are in their journey.
Right.
Okay. We don't know how much money they want.
Somebody still should have tapped him on the shoulder and said, hey, listen, if you buy that, you can buy every secondary Midwinters for the next year.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Like,
that's true.
Somebody should have grabbed dude and been like, listen, don't do that. Don't do that.
But it's funny. You want to talk about community. The community's like, go ahead, take that Midwinters.
Yeah, because they want to get to the top
stuff. Yeah. So it's like these lotteries. I just at some point here. Okay, I'm okay with the lotteries, and for the most part, I'm okay with the way that they do it. However, they end up doing it, right? Whether it be with you got to have a minimum number of points, or you got to have a stamp on a card, or they just let any old body in there, whatever, right? But after those true lottery bottles are gone, the first 30 tickets, you should just stop the lottery and put everybody in a line.
So the thing is, the one we're talking about,
first come, first serve.
They probably had a good 100. Okay, they probably had a good 100 bottles that were lottery worthy.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like,
but a lot of it was also held back.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
When they've had it all year long.
All year.
So I tell you what. How about we continue this conversation on another episode, because we're close to the end. So let's do our final thoughts.
So I'll go first. The Red Hot Buffalo Trace pick is damn good. So I don't know how you can somehow ensure yourself that you're getting a single barrel pick, whatever, that actually got tasted by someone and that sort of thing, versus just Sazerac just sending them a barrel.
Right.
But if there's some way to do that, I feel like maybe you should just try to do that and then only buy the ones that actually got, someone picked it, right? Mm-hmm. Because who knows, the other ones could just be, I don't know, something. You would think that those would be great too, right? That they would be better than regular Buffalo Trace. But I feel like that one, the other one just isn't. It's just, if you just rip that sticker off, I don't know that I would know the difference.
I think regular Buffalo Trace is better.
Okay. I don't know.
There's something I don't like about that one. Right? Mineral, it's kind of metallic, minerally tasting. I don't know what it is. Like, anyway, go ahead, finish your thoughts, man.
I mean, this is enjoyable. It's not something I'm going to drink all the time. I did buy a bottle. I'm going to sip on it over, a long time. What I do like about it, contrary to our name, I like that it's a low proofer, because if I'm in the situation where I just don't want to drink something high proof, maybe I'm starting the night off, who knows? This is a good starter for the night, whatever. And it has a lot of flavor. Yeah. Like this is one of those low proofers that I don't mind owning, I guess is what I'm getting at. And then the cigar, I actually really enjoy this cigar. It's pretty flavorful. It's not going to like blow you away or anything. I'm going to look up that price again. I think I'm way off. I think maybe it might be under $10 now that I'm really thinking about it.
I think that's realistically.
Yeah, I think this one is sub $10 now that I'm really thinking about it. But Crowned Heads is a boutique brand. If you don't know about them, you should really check them out. They probably got 2 different brands out there, or something like that. There was one that they gave out at the event that, from what I understand, you can't buy it.
Yeah, it was like a blood something.
It was a blood moon or blood medicine.
And I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. And it was a light cigar.
Yeah.
It was easily a Connecticut shade,
Liked it a lot.
I loved that cigar. And I was just disappointed that you can't buy it. event only cigar. So if you're ever able to go to a Crowned Heads event and you can get that blood medicine, you should really try to get as many of those as you can.
Yeah.
But that's what I got. How about you?
So I'll start with the cigar. I don't think it's a above $10 stick. Just being completely honest. It's a good cigar. I'm never going to be okay paying $13 for this. I don't care what Vitola it is.
That's fair and honest, yeah. I'll give you that.
Yeah, right? But it's a very good smoke. If I can buy it sub $10, I'm in all day. I do like Crowned Heads as a boutique brand. They have lots of SKUs, lots of different things to try. So if you see it in your brick and mortar, don't be shy. Give them a shot. As far as the spirits go, I'm quite disappointed in the Harry's pick.
Yeah.
One, they charged over retail for it.
Okay.
It was $42.
Wow, really?
It was.
Because this one was 35.
I don't know.
I think
somewhere in there.
it was something like that.
You know, and that's again.
Wow. Okay.
It's not a standout bottle. This doesn't matter to anyone who is not in our direct market, right? You're probably never going to see either of these bottles anywhere, unless you're literally in our direct market.
But I think it says something about, possibly buying a Buffalo Trace store pick. Right?
You should go pick it.
Either
taste it, like
you should taste it before you buy it.
You should find out if the store picked the bottle or if they just let somebody pick it for them, right? And then you should find out if they have a taster testing bottle. Our local store that we go to often has a bottle of almost everything, every pick they do open. Not almost everyone, except for the ones that probably are over, he's got a few that are like $200+ that are not open.
Sure.
Right, which no issues with that, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. The Red Hot pick is way better. It's leaps and bounds better. That's what Buffalo should taste like all the time. Buffalo Trace should taste like that all the time. If it did, I'd probably buy it more often.
It would be one of my handle, decanter, type pours.
Absolutely, don't disagree. That being said, I don't have much more. There's an episode coming up that I wish we had done more, because we did the where we went and shopped stores, and we had some reactions to how we were treated at some stores.
Yep.
This store was the exact same way again.
Really?
And I have made up my mind that I'm just done.
I mean,
but again, we're long-winded here, so
yeah.
That being said, y'all look for new episodes, man. Y'all know what it is. It's another episode of High Proof Ashes. I'm Duran, no cool nickname. My partner to the left,
Jason JB Smoke, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Put some smoke in the air.